Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. With Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skol Brothers.
All right, welcome to episode 32 of the Sports Card Talk Show.
Today's episodes are spotlight interview with Dude Room Sports. So give Joe a ring here.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's get him on the phone.
Ring-a-ling ding dong.
We got Joe on the phone here. So glad that you were able to join us today. I know you're doing a little traveling and making a little time for us, so we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm up here in Manistee, Michigan right now. I have wife and then just hunters with us right now. The other boys are back home. They've been under the weather. You just said that your family's going a little sick, but I have two weather right now. They're with my mother-in-law. But we get free rooms each month up at the casino in my hometown for veterans. So
Nice.
Every once in a while we come up and use them. So if my eyes are red, it's from the chlorine in the pool. I was just swimming with Hunter, so he's out walking around with Mom right now. So
okay.
So we're just kind of living it up here for the weekend.
Nice.
You mentioned it, but thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. My dad was a veteran. Both me and Kevin were too chicken to join armed forces. So.
I don't know. It's opened up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities for me as a military member. I work for the Department of Defense, so is my wife on the civilian side. So it's opened up a lot of doors for me. I mean, all my college was paid for and everything.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So no complaints. I don't have it as hard as you think.
Oh, well, great. So we should jump into this whole thing. Like, we always like to ask people, how did you get started in collecting? Like, when you were younger, or do you get into a little bit older? Or?
So I started collecting back in the 80s when things were just nuts. So taking my hometown again, for example, there was 5,000 different hobby shops back in the late 90s that started going out of business. But even my little town of Manistee up here, I mean, there's only 2,000 people in this town, if that. Just a small town, and I had three LCSs in this town back in the 80s.
Wow.
So it was just super hot, and all the guys and I would always get together. We always had, when kids used to play outside.
Mm-hmm.
So we always had a football game going or a baseball game going, and then it was to the hobby shop. So I just grew up around it. Got out of it for a little bit during college. I was opening a few boxes, and then my last trip to Afghanistan in 2011, there were some guys that were big collectors, and we kind of got back into it. And then around 2011. I came back into it, and I still had a lot of my old stuff stored away in trunks. So I was going back through it. And
is that all the bats and the cart and the balls and stuff that you have in your man cave, or?
So those I got between 2011 and now, because when I was a bachelor, when I came back from Afghanistan, I moved down towards Detroit area for work, but. When I was a bachelor and things were easy, I was going to Tigers games every night with the boys, having drinks. So I scored a lot of autographed bats and a lot of autographed balls between that time frame. So now I just sit down in the dude room. So.
Yeah. I called it the man cave. I should have called it the dude room.
Yeah, same thing. Actually, going into how we got started, Hunter came up with the name the dude room because him and I would when he was younger, we'd go play down there, play video games, and I have all kinds of stuff set up. I got him into opening packs for a while, and he got a kick out of it just from my pure excitement when we get a big hit or something like that. So he got excited about it. Every once in a while, we'd do like Paw Patrol cards and stuff like that. So he was into all that. But dude was one of the words I always just used around him. So instead of man, he just always called it the dude room. So it just kind of stuck.
Oh, awesome.
But as far as how we got started on the dude room, it was and I just actually told him this story because we had our 1-year anniversary not too long ago in September. So and I told him this story, but Dave's Cards 32, who you guys obviously probably know.
Yep.
We watched a lot of his stuff, and I was opening boxes all the time and stuff like that. But we thought, what the heck? We'll just start videotaping it and see what happens. And here we are a year later. We kind of got out of it right now. I think I mentioned it to you, my son is really sick right now, so we're in and out of the hospital a lot with my youngest.
Yeah.
So the last month and a half, there hasn't been much time for the videos and things like that. But and there's not a ton of good products out right now. It's a lot of filler products. So I think one of the biggest things we learned in the last year, because I used to open the products I knew were good, and the ones I really liked, and once we started doing YouTube, it was just like opening everything just to please people, and you're getting there's just a lot of junk stuff. Panini produces, let's see, 2017 they produced like 14 to 18 different products. That was 2017. 2018 they all of a sudden jumped up to like 28, 29 different products, and they're on pace right now this year to shoot out 36, 38 different products because people are buying everything, and some of this it's just the same stuff rehashed. Yeah. So if you look at the hobby, there's like, as far as football goes with Panini, there's only about 5 different products that are even worth opening. Granted, you could open something and get a nice auto, for example, or a vet auto, but the ones that really hold their value are like the Prism, the Contenders, the Select, stuff like that. You can try some of the high value stuff like Flawless, but it's such a huge risk. Now I did do that 17 Flawless.
Yeah.
I thought you seemed kind of disappointed that, and I'm like, he got a Deshaun Watson, man.
No, I wasn't. I was shooting for a Patty Mahomes, but
right.
I got that sucker graded, and it's the highest graded Deshaun Watson rookie right now, by Beck Grading.
Oh wow!
So it's on eBay right now, but I by no means disappointed in that card. So
I really liked watching you. I like Brett Kiesel, and you pulled the Brett Kiesel in that box, and I think you got a Delvin Cook in that box too, like a patch card of him.
I might have. I can't remember. I sold a couple of them. There were a couple guys that were collectors of some of them. The Cooper Cup.
Oh yeah, yep. I remember
with the Emerald Gem. Yep. There was a guy that came up to me and goes, "I'm a huge Cooper Cup fan. I gotta have it." So I sold him that one and stuff like that. There were a couple I sold, but those ones are. I keep a lot of that my high value stuff just locked up. So.
Right. Yeah. Awesome.
But. Sorry, we keep getting off topic, but going to how we got started, we were watching Dave's Cards 32. I'd sit and watch him all the time. Hunter would sit and watch him. Hunter used to dig his cat Sunday. That's in all the videos. Always talking about Sunday, so we just decided to start doing it. And I have to say, Dave was the one that got us going on it.
Cool.
Dave's been a good friend ever since, so we talk to him all the time. So.
Oh, awesome.
So.
Yeah. I've watched quite a few of his. It was before we actually started. I started watching him, so I was on my other account watching it. So I'm like, I got to switch it over to the account that we use for the show to watch his stuff because I'm always watching on my personal account. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we got to actually meet him for the first time in person. We got to meet a lot of friends. I think the best thing about the YouTube videos of doing it over the last year is just the friends I've made.
Oh, and for sure.
I got to meet a lot of them at Nationals this year. Nationals was just a blast. So overwhelming.
I think that was the first time I saw your stuff on Instagram, and I had made a comment about all your guys' matching shirts, the Dude Room sports shirts. I said, hey, I love your guys' shirts, man. That's awesome. Family thing. And
we were just really getting started with our show probably a week or two before that. It was like our...
You picked a good time because stuff picks up right about then. Usually the best baseball. People are excited about Topps Chrome coming out then. Nationals going on. The national packs are huge.
Yeah.
for a short window, the national packs are like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have Bowman at the beginning of September.
So
and stuff.
you were saying you had a pretty good experience there then, huh?
Yeah, nationals just incredible. Hunter and my wife went. We brought like a little collapsible wagon and just pulled Hunter around. They had
Good
they
idea.
had kids breaks set up, so Hunter was involved in all these kids breaks.
Oh,
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, Hunter actually made me a lot of really good connections with a lot of companies. He took part in their breaks, and then they're sending us free products and T-shirts and everything like that. So,
Cool.
I've seen some of that on Instagram with just some of the stuff we got. So I had my free swag from Pristine Auctions on a little bit ago down at the pool. So yeah, he was a hit there. So
Awesome.
And then you might have seen on Instagram and YouTube, we did that YouTuber break with Dave, Chris G, and all that. There's just a blast getting together with those guys.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good time, from the pieces that we could piece together via social, but yeah.
But yeah, so I'd go again. That was only a few hour drive for us from Michigan, but next year it's in
Atlantic City is what I
yeah.
thought.
So I'm definitely not thrilled about trying to take Hunter to Atlantic City, and
Right.
my wife wants me going alone to Atlantic City.
Right.
So
I know our goal was to hopefully go to nationals next year, but Atlantic's, we might have to wait till it's back in Chicago or Cleveland or something like that. I don't know where.
yeah.
I don't know when they plan the next year.
It's on the website. It should be. I think it's back in. It's either back in Cleveland or Chicago next year. I can't remember. I don't know what they're thinking with the whole Atlantic City thing. I don't know if people bid their locations or what.
Maybe.
But that was a new one. I know, like there's just a huge market for cards in New Jersey and New York and stuff like that. If a lot of people if you look at where most of your subscribers are from on YouTube and stuff like that, like 90% of mine are out of New York and like Los Angeles and things like that. So
wow.
I know that I win a lot of there's some really big companies like I'm guessing they're consignment sites because they got like 90,000 feedback or whatever.
Yeah.
And I get and a lot of them are out in Jersey. It seems like.
Yeah, there's a big market there. So even most of the cards I sell are on eBay, are shipped to New York and New Jersey. I bet you like 80-90% of them.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. So speaking of the Nationals and all this product that's coming out, I've noticed that it's kind of hard to even get product at this point. Has that always been like that? I mean, we're kind of new to it and we don't buy a lot of product, but was thinking about buying a box recently and couldn't get it. And
so there was a lot of hype this last year. 18 with Baker and Saquon stuff caused a lot of hype. But not only that, I mean, us the YouTubers and social media and that nerd Gary V. So I love Gary V's motivational speeches, but I don't like Gary V the card collector. But and he has a huge social following, but just all that combined just caused this huge hype, and it's not even about collecting. A lot of it is scalpers. They buy the product because they know it's limited and they know they can flip it in a second. So you have all these big guys that just suddenly popped up this year, and I'm in a couple chats that are exclusively just first off the line talk chats.
Mm-hmm.
And I have buddies here that have like 35 people working for them. No joke. Every month when a first off the line product drops, all 35 of these people get on and try to get this one guy all this product. So, and then he throws him a dime here and tries to get him the product because people just seen. And like I said, part of it's probably us talking about it on social media and stuff like that.
I suppose.
But people see this opportunity to make a few bucks. So it's even not even first off the line, just anything that's dropping on Panini website. Even Phoenix is coming out in a few days. and it's just the base Phoenix, nothing special about it. $120. It's actually more than what I pay for it in my LCS, and it'll go in a second. It'll collapse the whole website and do it. But people are just after this stuff. You have and it's kind of, and I've talked to a lot of other YouTubers that are friends of mine, and it's kind of taken a little bit of the love out of it because one, we're fighting for stuff that we didn't have to before. Like last year, the 2018 products, I could go on 20 minutes later after it drops. I could use a 20% Panini coupon because I always have 20% Panini coupons. I still do. Mm. And buy stuff 20% off. Even like I bought National Treasure 18 football last year. I used a 20% coupon. I got like a couple $100 off of it.
You're right.
And it wasn't a fight for the stuff. And then basketball is even worse with Zion right
now.
But as I was saying, I talked to a lot of fellow YouTubers, and there's just it's hard now because everybody's popping up YouTube channels, and I can think of several people right now that have pretty successful card opening YouTube channels, and they don't even collect cards. It's just all it is a platform for them for whatever.
For moving them, basically, just to move the cards.
Not even moving them. Sometimes some people just want to be in the spotlight or something.
They just want. They know that breaking cards gets views. Is what you're trying. Yeah.
It's the same as when all of a sudden on YouTube you saw all those people showing video games, then playing video games and stuff like that. It's just there's just a big movement right now. But even Gary V has like 1 million subscribers on his Instagram, and he's telling everybody to buy into the card hobby because it's going places and stuff like that. But and I agree. There's investment and money to be made if you're smart about it. But he's telling them to buy all these crap products where his autographs in it. So it's more for his business gain.
Right.
So I kind of had to laugh because we were kind of trolling him on social media one day, and we were asking him about the card hobby and stuff like that. And I ran into him at Nationals too.
Yeah.
We were asking him what are the best products to buy, and he was like Top Series 2 and stuff like that because his autograph's in it.
Oh my goodness.
That stuff's junk.
Yeah.
Don't even mess around with that. If somebody wants to know the best products to buy, just message me. I'll tell you.
Right.
So,
right.
Percent of the products, don't even waste your time with. But like I said, it's just getting flooded. That Baker and Saquon hype kind of bled over into 2019. So even though it was such a horrible draft class, granted, like Murray and Daniel Jones and a lot of those guys are coming up now, and it's somewhat justified. But when like draft picks and stuff like that was coming out, and people were hyping, that hype from 18 bled over into 19. I think we're going to see the card hobby change here. It's going to get a lot harder over the next few years, and I think Panini's going to keep trying to make more money, and you're going to see a lot of these products go up. Like even Prism this year, the Prism first off the line that's going to drop in a few days here. It's $200 a box. It was $125 a box last year.
I saw that it was $200.
Now $100 a year. And all these big card sites are selling it for like $200. I paid $175 for the basic box out of my LCS, and that's only because I get it at cost.
Sure.
So, but yeah, so it's we're heading for some kind of boom. I don't know what's going to happen, but
right.
I think we're in the middle of the boom. I do know that the one interview that I listened to, Gary talking about cards, he had some the guy was just purely an investor that he was talking to.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that there's this small window where cards are going to boom and they're going to crash again. And the other guy's like, that's when I'll really start buying, is once everybody's trying to, just like, I'm guessing you collected junk wax just like we did.
Yeah.
And I honestly was surprised whenever I got back into the hobby a few years ago that the hobby was actually still around. Like they still made baseball and football cards because the 90s so oversaturated it was so much junk. And I actually went back, right when I got back into the hobby, I started filling in my collection from when I stopped I was like buying all Chris Carter cards from the 90s and stuff like that. because I had no idea,
There's nothing wrong with enjoying the hobby and buying
Yeah.
stuff you like and everything, but as far Panini starting to overproduce stuff again, so are we heading to their crash like that? Maybe. It's definitely not good for the hobby, but it's so hard to predict. You have like Daniel Jones cards or Gardner Minshew or something like that. Their cards autos were going for $5 a piece, and now they're 100 times the value.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how that particular player plays and things like that. So there's a lot of variables in it.
I know. I like you see ComC, check out my cards, and they'll post the flip of the week, and someone picked up like Kyle Allen auto for like just a few bucks and sold it for like 175 within a week on their site. That's all like I'm going, oh my goodness, do people really think that Kyle Allen cards are going to hold that kind of value? They're hoping he's the next Tom Brady is what they're hoping, Yeah.
I take gambles like I surround myself with a lot of smart people in the hobby, and we're always talking about stuff. We have our PCs on one side and then kind of our investment. So the dude room itself is self-sustaining just because I'm so smart with buying stuff. And you see a lot of these YouTubers that are paying more to get the product on the day of the release so they can show it to get the views and things like that. But I've always I have kids to take care of and stuff. I'm not going to pay $50 more for a product just to show it to you the day of it. But one of the big things I've always done is when you're talking rookies, there's that window where those cards will sell, and then it kind of disappears. Like even the national cards were huge for like 3 weeks. I opened a ton of national packs. I made some really good money, and then all of a sudden it died because the next product came out. So there's a super short window for stuff. I always make it a point to sleep on rookie quarterback cards. So like my Jarrett Stidmans and stuff like that, I sleep on all those and just sit on them. I don't sell them, and I just hope that they pan out down the road. So
right.
I mean the first Patty Mahomes' first rookie year. I mean, I could have probably bought a ton of his autos.
I wish I would have been.
And been retired by now.
Yeah, I know. I actually meant to pick him up before the end of our fantasy football because I wanted to possibly earmark him as one of my keepers. And I forgot to do it on the final during our championship week. And then the next year I actually was able to get him like everybody else drafted quarterbacks, so I got him in like the 10th round or something
like that. Yeah.
So I got to keep him this year instead. But I was all over Pat Mahomes, but I never put a dime into him because I'm such a stupid Viking fan that I buy nothing but Viking cards. Yeah,
well, that's all I do is I buy Lions cards. So everything else, I either sit on or I sell. So I'm all about the Lions. But like I was saying, the YouTube scene kind of got me off my path of what I really enjoyed. So we're trying to get back on it this year where we're focused on the actual good products like Prism.
I love it that you're a Lions fan, and I love it. Like I know that right before the season started, you posted Michael Scott going, yeah, I'm ready to get hurt again or whatever. I mean, that so like represents from Lions fans, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it isn't easy being a Lions fan. So they're playing okay this year. They
are. I'm really happy about it.
The Lions Packers game is what's gonna be the decider.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see the Kansas City game last week. It was a hurtful game. I think there were some bad calls from the refs. Maybe it's just me being biased as a Lions fan, but I think there were some bad calls that could have changed the game.
My question is, do you feel that way a lot of the times when the Lions lose? That there's bad...
No, I was calling the Lions to win against Kansas City because the Lions are always good for having one upset each year, like with the Patriots last year, there's always one game that they shouldn't win that they do. I thought it was going to be Kansas City, so I actually took some bets with some buddies, and I still ended up winning because they gave me the points.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
But I predicted them to win that game, and I think that game could have gone either way. And I think they put a lot of heart in that game. Stafford went for broke on that game.
Yeah.
But I think they still have a good chance this year. I think obviously Minnesota's up there pretty decent, and Packers are the team to beat right now. So it'll all depend on how they play against the Packers. And we have a good track record over the last 6 years, even when we haven't been playing well against the Packers. So we'll see.
I feel like the Lions always lose last second against the Packers. I mean, I feel like some of my more recent memories is Aaron Rodgers like doing some late game heroics to
That's how it was last year. There was that like 60-yard bomb into the end zone that they caught, that they won the one. And but if you look historically, if you look back at the Lions like games they lost, I mean, they were only by like 3 or 7 points, so we just blew it right at the end.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah.
So and that's in typical Lions fashion. So
right. Yeah, so you guys have the Packers this week, and then actually when this airs, we'll be going into the Vikings week. You guys, this will air the Friday before. So
well, hopefully we'll be coming in on a win. So
yeah, and we're coming in on a win. We just took care of the Eagles, so.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught our little video on Instagram today, but we bet Finn from Soul Brother Cards. Had a little friendly wager with him.
So be on the lookout for the payout on that. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to check it out too to see what we
bet. So
what's that?
If we beat I might take a bet with you, Lions versus Vikings, depending on how they play against the Packers this week. So.
All right, we'll have to see how that goes.
But if we win it, we could be looking at getting towards the top of the division here soon. So or at least sneaking in a wild card. So
I feel like the Lions is everybody's little brother in the division, so we probably all root for the Lions when they're playing one of the other teams in the division. I honestly respect the Packers a lot. I respect them all, but I just absolutely can't stand the Bears for whatever.
Nobody in our division really likes the Bears, but we're like I don't want to call us the lovable losers, but it would be a stretch to say that we had a rival because we've done so poorly over the last few years. Nobody really pays attention to us. So.
Sure. So speaking of some of your products, what would you say is your most favorite? Like, do you have one that you're like, yeah, that's the one I wait for every year? I know you said you're getting ready to try and go back into it a little bit.
Prism football.
Yeah.
Prism football is I would call it like the staple product of Panini. It's the one that you've seen consistently hold value over the years. It's those colors for rainbows and those autos. They're the most sought after. They're one of the most sought after.
Sure.
Phoenix is pretty sought after. Select's really good too. Contenders is always big, but Prism's like it for me. So
nice.
I know I watched you. It must almost been like a. You were opening up some packs, and they almost must have been some of those. What's the name? I don't know if they were Fairfield, but you had, or maybe it was just a mega box from somebody, but you got some Topps Finest, maybe baseball. I think you got. Is that what is Topps one of the Topps products your favorite baseball product then?
So my 3 biggest baseball ones, because I'm actually more of a baseball guy.
Right. That seems.
But when we started the Dude Room, it was right during football season, so most of my subscribers were just by chance football. So then when I came back around and started open baseball, nobody wanted to watch it. Funny thing is I pulled some monsters on camera for baseball. Last year, I pulled a 101 Bryce Harper auto, super fractal.
Oh, wow.
From from Top's Finest, and nobody's ever seen it. Nobody's ever bothered to watch it because everybody's a football fan on my channel. So.
I watched one where you guys were. I feel like you're opening packs in a camper, and I think that was a baseball loaded episode probably.
Yeah, so we get the whole gang together because we do a lot of camping trips every year, and I had I think a box of Don Ross I won or something like that. So we opened that. I did a little pack war with all the boys and stuff like that. A little pack war, and then I opened that Vault box. Vault was a subscription company. I think they're still around. We were subscribed to them for a little bit, with getting the Vault boxes. But I got a 1-of-1. One of the
Jonas Brothers. Yeah, that's it. That's what I saw. Yep.
Yeah, I ended up giving it to my niece. It's still in a hard case in her room, but yeah, we got that 1-of-1 with the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, that was funny because you were like, at first you didn't even notice it, and then you did, and you're like, hey, wait, give me that. I don't know if you top loaded it or megged it or whatever, but
yeah, well, the 1-of-1 was on the back, and I saw it, and I didn't think much of it, and I forgot to check the back on it. So
yeah,
that was funny because you were like, you were like, wait a minute, I got to put that in a case.
Yeah, we used to pull about 5 or 6 1-of-1s every year, like a print and plate and stuff, and I think I've already pulled three or 4 so far this year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, awesome. So I guess it's kind of wherever you want to go next. I know you had mentioned that you might have a couple packs. I don't know if you.
So I grabbed a little smorgasbord here. I probably won't be able to show all of them on the camera. So we got a little Topps Chrome.
Oh, awesome! I miss Topps being in the football.
Yeah, me too. I was kind of reminiscing on Instagram, so I probably can't show them all to you on camera. So, not to 99.
Oh,
yeah, that's nice.
Troy Nicholas.
Sure.
Still in the league. I doubt it. That's his rookie. So, okay. So, that was that. Oops, I bumped the camera. So, that was one. The rest are 18 and 19. So, I had that sitting around. I usually always have packs sitting around because we make the dude room boxes. I thought it was autographed. So Daniel Jones.
Oh, nice.
500. So nothing wrong with him. And then I don't know if
Oh yeah, power formulas. Nice.
But we always keep packs around because I have dude room boxes. So a lot of times when people send us gifts, I just pack up a dude room box for them and send it back.
Oh, cool.
Which is another thing with YouTube. There was a while that people were sending us gifts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking nothing good out of Elite.
Oh, okay.
And I had to tell him to stop because I feel obligated to send people stuff back.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. I'd say if you're a starting out YouTuber, just don't accept the gifts because a lot of times when you get up there, some of these other guys are sending you gifts, so you show them on the channel so they get subs and stuff on their channel. And there's a lot of animosity because, so say you guys send me a Kerryon Johnson 101 or something that I'm showing, and a lot of times there's that animosity because a lot of times people don't get the subs they think they're going to get by showing up. So we're always John Elway to 199.
Oh, nice.
So, legacy pack. Just little stuff I grabbed. So I do have, these are probably my big packs. I do have certified, so there should be a hit in that. And I have some unparalleled, and this is a fat pack, so we'll see.
All right.
But you know what I'm saying, though? There's a lot of animosity with not always when you're sending stuff. And I see people sending some of these YouTubers cards, and it's unfortunate because they're not even collectors. They don't collect cards whatsoever, like I mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, that was a junk pack. Well, this should have a guaranteed hit. So, but you're sending these guys cards so they show them on their channel and stuff like that. and they don't even collect cards, and you're sending them these good cards.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. I thought it had a guaranteed hit, but no, $3.99. So nothing. I got skunked.
Oh.
So I was hoping to pull something big on camera for you guys, but no.
That'd have been fun.
But they're sending these guys like cards from their collection and stuff like that, and they're going to a shoebox somewhere because they don't even collect cards. And then
man.
you don't always get the subs and stuff like that you want, that you're trying to get. So you just got to be careful accepting gifts from people. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
so
Yeah, we when we first started, we didn't really know what to expect, and we didn't really want to open product only because well, like you said, it gets expensive and there's so much, and we felt like we could go a different direction, so we kind of went this direction, interview some other people in the hobby, and get to meet people, and honestly, that's been the best part.
Yeah.
You know, building relationships and forging relationships, and yeah, just all that.
yeah, that's been the biggest thing for lost you for a second.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of smart dudes out there like Dave and stuff like that. I'm really good friends with Dan the Lesser Man. You might have seen Corner Kick. Those guys are some of my best buddies on here. Chris G, really good friend. We're talking all the time and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff to be learned. But yeah, I'd say the friendships have been one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
It's just great. So
It's been awesome.
We already did the Lions Mount Rushmore. I don't know if you caught that episode of ours or not, but we had Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson. Oh, man. Gosh, I can't remember the other two. Lem Barney and...
Should have looked before we did this.
Yeah, we should have. It just came to my mind. I was just wondering if you kind of watched it and you agreed with us or disagreed with us.
the only thing, you know what? I'm gonna take a gamble here. Hey, it's snowing outside. I think you're gonna see big things out of Kerryon Johnson here coming soon.
I hope so. Yeah.
I think he's gonna be the next. He was on pace. He was on pace to be one of the best running backs in the league last year till he got hurt.
Yep.
This year he's not having a bad year at all. Obviously Stafford's been our best quarterback, I think, since I've been alive. Let's see.
That's who it was. Dick Lane. That was our other guy.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, it's probably been Stafford because
for sure.
If I think back at Batch and Mitchell and Rodney P. I'd say it's fair to put Stafford on that list now.
Sure.
And he's had a few rough years. Just playing for the Lions and switching coaches and everything else. Our front office is what hurts us.
Right.
I think there's a lot of poor decisions being made. So.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a pretty good Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with that too. I guess I know you're on YouTube and Instagram. Are you doing anything else on social media, or is that where you're at primarily?
We have a Facebook account, but I don't ever post on there. Just when I Instagram, it travels over to Facebook. So we might only have like 50 followers on Facebook.
Sure.
That see stuff for people who don't have Instagram, but
we'll have that up on on the show. We'll have what you're on. So I just want to make sure if I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
Instagram too, but YouTube's been, like I said, it's been really rough with my son in and out of hospital and physical therapy. That. So we haven't been making videos lately.
Yeah.
And probably going forward, you won't probably see a ton of videos out of us for a while. So.
Well, yeah, you got a lot to take care of here.
Yeah, we hope your kid gets better. It's not anything that.
No, he has. It was allergy problems, but we caught it in time. But he has a narrow esophagus, and I can't pronounce it, but he has EOE, which is pretty much going to stay with him for his life. But they were looking at surgical options for stretching out his esophagus because we're trying to get him eating regular food, and he can't eat anything. He just throws it up.
Oh, okay.
So he sees a physical therapist for his eating and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
But that's 3 times a week now. I basically have, between the military and the Department of Defense civilian job, I mean, I work 2 jobs. My wife works. So every day after work for the next 6 months is pretty much taking him to the doctor. So it's time. So.
For sure. That's understandable.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Man, for a little guy like that.
Yeah, we're still ripping stuff, but we're ripping it off camera a lot of times and posting it on Instagram.
Sure.
Just for the fun of it. Like we'll probably do a Prism video or something like that because I got a lot of Prism coming. Hopefully I can get Prism first off the line, but I'm not hopeful like we said with this year because there's just so many people buying it up. So
yeah. So I guess we kind of put it in your corner. Is there anything that you want to bring up or anything that you think that we should talk about? Otherwise, we don't want to take up too much time. I know you joked about having to get to dinner.
No, yeah, I got to get to dinner in a few minutes. So,
okay.
Waiting on me. So.
Okay, well, we won't keep you any longer. Thanks so much for coming on. And
thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Didn't pull you a big hit on camera. But,
Oh, that's cool, man. And good luck to your Lions.
Yeah, thanks. Good. Well. Yeah, I guess I'll be a good sport and say good luck to your Vikings. So maybe we knock you out of that spot. So
we'll see how your Lions do against the Packers, and then we'll address a little side bet with the Vikings game next week.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, you take care, man.
You have a good one, man.
Hey, you too. All right, bye.
Bye.
Skol Brothers out. All right, thanks for watching the episode today. We like to end every video with a little giveaway. How did we decide we're gonna do it? We're gonna post a video,
and then a week later, or comment right away. But a week later, we're gonna close the giveaway and ship out. Do a randomizer if we get more than one comment,
right?
And if we just get one comment, then you
Guess
automatically
what? You got
win.
it.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is comment below whether you would want to do a black grab bag, blue grab bag, and of course our preference, purple.
Go purple.
Yeah, so again, thanks for watching, and after the video drops 1 week later, boom, go with that, huh?
Yeah.
Skol Brothers out.
Skol Brothers out.